Mhm. Okay, rehydration break is over. Now, the other thing we can do for hiatal hernia. Hiatal hernia is chamomile. Chamomile is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and we know there's a lot of inflammation going on with this hernia, this hiatal hernia. And chamomile, it's a natural remedy for hiatal hernia because it can soothe an aching stomach. It can treat heartburn and it can relax the muscles in the digestive tract. However, it's a member of the ragweed family. And if you have a ragweed allergy, no chamomile. And how do you use it? Well, you get uh, half a pound or a quarter of a pound of dried chamomile from Health and Herbs, and their telephone number. If you, by the way, they've always got a sale going on, so you want to call them. Where you can get all of these remedies that we're talking about. Any remedy that we're talking about, you can call and talk with the manufacturer, which is my grandchildren, which I get nothing from the sale of any product, but Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon. Their phone number is 541 791 8400. 541-791-8400. You're saying, where can I get these remedies? And they also will give you a free health consultation. They will work with you. They will help you, and they have all of these natural remedies. Matter of fact, they're the only one that has all of these natural remedies. You cannot go to a health food store and find all of the remedies we're talking about at a health food store, at a supermarket, or anywhere else. But you can if you dial the number 541 791 8400. That's Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon. 541 791 8400. I needed to let you know where you can get these things. Also, their website. You can order online any of these products. Their website is different than the Herbal Health Review. Herbal Health Review is just an information website. If you want any of these products and you want to order online, it's betterhealthherbs.com. Betterhealthherbs.com. Let's see if I can take you over here. Let's say we wanted some of those branched chain amino acids to get rid of this hiatal hernia and get it under control. Well, then we would go over here, and there it is. I'm looking at it. Now I'm over here on betterhealthherbs.com, betterhealthherbs.com, and I'm looking at those branched chain amino acids. Let's see how much they are. A whole bottle of them, $15.95. And they probably got a sale going on. You can get them for less than that. So that's cool. And once you get this, 4 soft gels is a dose. And it's got vitamin E, B6, L-leucine, L-leucine, L-isoleucine, L-valine in it. Yeah, it's all there. And it tells you how to directions. Take 4 soft gels immediately after your workout. You can take additional 4 soft gels before your workout, and gives you a lot more energy. So it tells you how to take them, gives you the dosage, gives you what's inside of them. So there it is. That's how to do it. When you're on the website over here, and we're talking about weight loss, you can click on any product. It takes you over to betterhealthherbs.com, and you can order it online. And the prices are more than reasonable, and they give free consultations. You can call them on the telephone. Again, 541 791 8400. Let's go look at, there you go. There's all the information, how to reach them right there. There's their 800 telephone number, but don't call the 800 number if you've got free telephone call. Why would you run up their 800 bill And then they would have to charge more for their products, keep the price of the products down. If you don't have to use the 800 number, call their regular number, 541-791-8400. You can fax them and you can email them. There's all these ways to reach them, and they will give you free consultations. So free consultations, 541-791-8400. There it is. That's how to reach them, and I want to make sure you have that information. So now we're back over here with that hiatal hernia, and we're looking at all of the things that we can do. Another thing you can do with that dried chamomile is cover and steep it, and you can add a little bit of raw honey. And you want to make sure that that raw honey it has been harvested, not near where they've got GMO crops and so forth and other things with their spraying them. No. It may be raw, but you want to make sure that it's also never been near and harvested. Those bees have not been near GMO and where they've sprayed and so forth. That's how they're killing the bees, and they've killed over half of them now. When the bees are gone, all life on this planet is gone, and over half of them are gone. Hello, that's a wake-up call, but nobody's listening. They're still just Monsanto just murdering bees left and right and destroying the planet, and they're going to put themselves out of a job. Matter of fact, they're going to kill themselves and everybody else with what they're doing. That's disgusting, and I hope that the new president, Donald Trump, takes them to task and also protects your right to buy natural remedies, which has been trampled on and is trampled on every day by the present administration. Brutal, evil people. What they've done to try to take away your rights and natural products and drive up the cost and run off your master herbalists, where you can't even find a master herbalist anymore. That's right. They've done all that. Oh, they're horrible. What's going on? There it is. That's hiatal hernia. So I wanted to address that. And now that I've done that, let's get back over here. We looked at this Make Lifestyles report. It's fabulous with all the information and the diet plans and how to get over a cold and a flu and how to heal your gut and how to use that, unclog your liver and rejuvenate the bowel and balance the glandular system. It's all there on Make Lifestyle Changes, and how to work with your vision and support your eye health. There's so much information, skin information, how to have better skin, all on Make Lifestyle Changes under the herbalhealthreview.com website. Under Common Conditions, you will find that Make Lifestyle Changes report. Let's go back out of here now and go and visit with all the folks that we have been talking with over here on Uber Conference. And I'm bringing that Uber Conference back over into screen capture. And we are going to unmute the microphones and welcome suggestions, topics. Hello, all your microphones are unmuted. Your microphones are now unmuted. I can't do that, can I? Okay. The microphones are unmuted. The microphones are unmuted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Very important image for the country. Very important for the president to come in and say, this is the guy with his name, and I'm okay with that. And by saying I'm okay with that, hopefully
it looks like we've got someone here that has already taken over the conference, and we're talking about politics, I guess.
It's like you're 12 when you got elected, and so I think he's trying to teach them how this democracy works, because a lot of them don't understand how it works.
And if you have a question or a comment and and about natural remedies. That's the format here. We all know that that the system is broken, and we hopefully we can get that system working again. Do you have a question or a comment or a topic we should address? You can press your star key 2 times to unmute your mic, and please do that now. Is it in Seattle, in the area code 206? Do you have a question or a comment? In the Fort Worth area, at area code 214, do you have a question or a comment?
Truman.
Yes. Hello.
Dr. Truman,
Yes.
this is Minnie Herbie in Texas.
Yes.
Can you give some advice on sleep apnea?
Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea. Let's take a look at sleep apnea. We have a request to do that, so we're going to go ahead and mute the microphones once more. I'm looking up here to make sure to see if also in the Texas area if our dear friend Doc Miles is with us, but I don't see him being with us here today. Maybe he couldn't make it. You know, he has to feed his animals there. But that is a great resource as well, is Doc Miles. And, you know, I think I would give him a call about that sleep apnea. Let me see if I can find his number here, because maybe because that is one of the most difficult things to deal with, is sleep apnea. And they've got all kinds of devices and things going on. You know what? You should give him a call at 512-868-9867 and see what he has been doing with sleep apnea. That's 512-868-9867. That's our go-to guy with these really problems that are super difficult, because he does a lot of analysis and he has a lot of techniques that he uses to be able to diagnose what's wrong when conventional doctors haven't got a clue. He can give you some answers. So, and while we're now let's take a look and go over here and see if we can see sleep apnea. Let's see what we can find. Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea remedy. Let's see what the consensus of opinion. And we've got another person who is calling us here while I get a sip of kombucha mushroom. I needed that. Well, let's see. There's a new patented tongue control device that they claim is a remedy. There's a sleep apnea test here that I'm looking at. Let's see what. Mainly, I need more water. Okay, now, when we're talking about sleep apnea, number one, we're getting back into weight loss again. Weight loss seems to be one of the key elements. So we talked earlier about weight loss. Question is weight loss a factor? Is that a factor? Are you overweight or underweight?
Underweight.
Underweight.
Way back. It's about 137 pounds.
Wow. Okay, so weight doesn't appear to be a problem.
No.
Okay, so that's not the problem. So we can rule that out. That's good. We can rule things out. With sleep apnea, it says be sure and avoid alcohol, avoid sleeping pills, and avoid sedatives, especially before bedtime, because they relax the muscles in the throat and interfere with breathing. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I used to take sleep pills a lot, but I don't anymore.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to avoid sedatives and exercise regularly. Are you exercising regularly?
I started off, but since I have my mother, she's like 90, I don't get to do like I used to do.
Okay.
I have to spend most of my time with her, but I do try to work out sometimes.
Okay, let's try to get more regular exercise. Even though you're getting lots of exercise, taking care of someone else, I know. Let's try. You're just like I am. You don't get enough exercise. I'm guilty of the same thing. Okay, so and I'm working on it. I know it. I'm gonna really try harder. Now we need to avoid caffeine and heavy meals within 2 hours of going to bed, and then maintain regular sleep hours so that you're trying to go to bed all at the same time and getting up all at the same time. That helps. Okay, now let's look at the 10 top home remedies for sleep apnea. Let's click on that and see what these people say. Sleep apnea is a very common sleep disorder in which a person's breathing is interrupted or even stopped involuntarily while sleeping, and it can last for 10 seconds or more, and it may occur hundreds of times a night, and it really disrupts everything, and really hard to get any rest. Now, sleep apnea can be caused by blocked or narrowed airways in your nose or in your mouth or in your throat. Do you know if there's any blocked, narrowed airways in your nasal passages? Is that there is a block? Now there is a herbal formula called. Let me get it here. I think they called it. They renamed it Sinus Aid, and Sinus Aid is number 1033. So you would call the telephone number 541-791-8400, and you'd say, get a 1 ounce or a 2 ounce bottle of it and try it, and and you would get a neti pot, and it gives you the instructions. Let's go take a look at the instructions here on our screen capture. So if I'm going over here to Health and Herbs, I'm going to their website right now, and I'm going to look at that formula, and we're going to look at it. And it's going to be in the screen capture, so you can see this video later next week on herbalhealthreview.com under Discoveries in Health. At the bottom of the page, you'll see this video, and we'll be looking at I'm now on Health and Herbs. I'm opening up that tab. I'm over in the quick find box, and I'm going to type in 1033, enter, and bring up that herbal formula, and it's now called Sinus Aid. I'm going to click on Sinus Aid formula, and we're going to look at why it opens up your sinuses, and all of a sudden you can breathe like you could never breathe before. It has bayberry bark in it, and the bayberry bark shrinks the mucous membranes in your sinuses. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to close out a mic because I got an open mic right there and right there, and now the mics are closed. And now all the mics are closed. So what we're talking about is how to breathe, how to get rid of a sinus infection, how to open up those sinuses. And now I'm back over here looking at that product. And I first described the first ingredient, which is bayberry root bark. It shrinks the sinus membranes. Golden seal kills the infection. It's an antibiotic. Myrrh kills any fungus, virus infection. And then the colloidal silver water attaches itself to any virus, fungus, bacteria in the nose, in the sinuses. And you're using a neti pot, about 6 drops of this tincture, and you're diluting it in about 1/4 of a cup of colloidal silver water. It can be room temperature. It doesn't have to be warm, but warm is nice. But we're not going to warm it up. You never heat colloidal silver water over 140 degrees. You never let it get below 40 degrees, because the silver falls out of solution below 40 degrees and above 140 degrees. So we would never heat it up, but we might warm it up, and so that it's warm. And then as soon as it's warm, then we could use that in a neti pot, or you can use it at room temperature. It's going to work either way. And you rinse out your sinus cavities by tilting your head back and to the side. And you can also use a dropper, and you can drop 1/8 of a teaspoon, into sea salt, to that mixture. At the same time, you can add that warm water for a second flush. And it tells how to do that on the website, betterhealthherbs.com, when you're looking at the product, number 1033. And we have an open mic, and I'm going to go ahead and close it. But we're talking about how to get rid of a sinus infection. And that's how to get rid of a sinus infection, and it's causing sleep apnea. Or any other, or if it's just making it hard to breathe at night. Maybe if you've got infected teeth, the teeth will cause an infection in the sinuses, and you'll fight it and fight it and fight it until you do the oral care refresh, brush, and rinse in the teeth department. So we now know how to do that. Let's go back. Let's go back to the discoveries in health, and we're going to go to teeth, and we're going to look at something that will get rid of tooth decay and rehabilitate the teeth that are causing a sinus infection, that are causing sleep apnea, if that's what's going on. So we go under common conditions on herbalhealthreview.com, and we click on common conditions, and we go all the way down to teeth, and we look at teeth, and we click on teeth, Teeth, and now that we're looking at teeth, we're looking at a skin and teeth report, and we're looking at about teeth and how to find about how there's a So Fresh flossing toothbrush, and if we click on it, we can see it, and we can buy it online, because all of these links are alive. And then there's the colloidal, and then there's the oral care refresh, brush, and rinse. That is the recipe that will get rid of tooth decay and harden the enamel of the teeth. What's in it? Xylitol, which hardens and remineralizes the teeth. It remineralizes the tooth. Colloidal silver water kills the infection. Bee pollen has all kinds of nutrients and minerals. Peppermint oil it gives you is very fresh and cooling to the teeth and to the mouth, and it has a very pleasant peppermint, a taste. There's bee propolis, which kills any type of infection, and blood root, which hardens the enamel of the teeth, and black walnut hulls, which hardens the enamel of the teeth, and clove oil, which destroys infection and is an antibiotic, and gets rid of sensitive teeth. Teeth will no longer be sensitive. The enamel will be hard. The tooth will be remineralized. The infection will be destroyed with colloidal silver water and bee propolis and bloodroot, which also hardens the enamel of the teeth. And it tastes like peppermint and cloves and is delicious. And if you swallowed it, it won't hurt you. And you just take about a teaspoon of it in your mouth, and you swish it around for about 10 seconds, and you brush your teeth with it, and with that flossing toothbrush, and you can hold another a teaspoon of it in your mouth, and leave it in your mouth for a while. I mean, you can either swallow it or you can rinse out your mouth. And when you're doing this, you are destroying any infection. You're toughening the gums. You're getting rid of tooth infections. That is a great thing. If there is any kind of a tooth decay that you don't even know about that's going on in your mouth, causing this infection to go into your sinuses and cause you to have sleep apnea. So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about sleep apnea, caused by blocked or narrowed airways in your nose. And in your mouth, that colloidal silver water, if it's an infection in your mouth, is going to holding that colloidal silver water in your mouth is going to destroy that infection in your mouth, and also in your throat if you're using colloidal silver water and sipping on it for every day, maybe 2 or 3 glasses a day for up to 10 days. All of a sudden, that infection in the nose, the mouth, the throat will disappear. Now, other factors that put you at risk for sleep apnea, besides obesity, is a thick neck circumference, which I don't think is the case in this case, because you're only 137 pounds, and so you probably don't have a thick neck. But people who do have a thick neck, it causes a narrowing of the throat. It also causes heart diseases, and heart diseases can also cause sleep apnea, and a narrow throat can cause sleep apnea. A family history, regular intake of alcohol or sedatives, tranquilizers, excessive smoking, and nasal congestion can cause a sleep apnea. Common signs and symptoms of sleep apnea are poor quality of sleep, excessive daytime sleepiness, loud snoring, episodes of breathing cessation during sleep that is witnessed by another person, waking up and gasping for breath, dry mouth. Make sure you're getting about 64 ounces of water during the day. So you're getting lots, so you don't have dry mouth. So we're making sure you're getting a lot of hydration. So if dry mouth is a problem. headaches, if you're having headaches upon waking up, insomnia, and attention problems, those are all part of that sleep apnea. If left untreated, sleep apnea can lead to many health problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, depression. So if you have sleep apnea, you need to address all the issues and work with all the issues to make sure that you know that if diabetes is starting to be a problem, or you're pre-diabetic, or if you've got depression, or if you've got heart diseases or high blood pressure, we need to address those issues. And there are those reports on herbalhealthreview.com under common conditions that address each and every one of those issues. There's a high blood pressure report, there's a heart report, there's a diabetes report, there's a anxiety and depression report. And so along with conventional treatment, you can try some remedies and lifestyle changes to help reduce sleep apnea and their symptoms. So those are some ideas. Raw honey is useful in treating sleep apnea because its anti-inflammatory properties help reduce swelling around the throat area. And that can also, that can obstruct airways. In addition, raw honey lubricates the throat to prevent snoring. And one of the most common symptoms of sleep apnea is a dry throat that needs lubrication. And maybe a little bit of coconut oil might be nice with that raw honey. Raw coconut oil and a little bit of raw honey, about a teaspoon of each, could be real nice for lubricating that throat and soothing and healing. Honey, raw honey, organic, and not harvested near any fields where there's GMO or spraying, or Monsanto has been doing their dirty business. Honey, raw honey, also promotes sleep and relaxation. And moreover, it helps maintain a healthy body weight and prevents obesity. And losing weight is an important step, but not in this case, though, but for many with sleep apnea. Now, adding a teaspoon or a tablespoon of raw honey in a glass of warm water and drinking it daily before going to bed. And another option is to mix a teaspoon of raw honey and a little bit of black pepper powder in a glass of warm water and sip it slowly before going to bed. and again, a little bit of maybe a teaspoon of coconut oil. And to lose weight, again, for those who need to lose weight, drink a glass of warm water with a tablespoon of raw honey and the juice of half of a lemon on an empty stomach daily in the morning to lose weight. We already talked about chamomile with sleep apnea because it contains compounds that can relax the muscles and nerves and cause sedation and promote sleepiness. And in addition, it's anti-inflammatory. We mentioned that. And it can help get rid of the obstruction of the airways that cause snoring. And and we can, add 2 teaspoons of dried chamomile. And you can get that dried chamomile from betterhealthherbs.com. Their phone number, 541-791-8400. This is where you can get these things, because it's one thing to talk about something. It's another thing to tell you where you can actually get it. And we do that as well. And we don't get anything from the sale of any product. So a couple of teaspoons of dried chamomile to a cup of hot water. Cover and steep for 5 minutes. Strain it. Then add a little honey, that raw honey, and a pinch of cinnamon powder, and maybe a little coconut oil. And drink this tea 1 hour before going to bed. You can also prepare a massage oil with 1 part chamomile oil, 2 parts olive oil, and massage your neck with this oil a few times daily. that also helps with sleep apnea. We talked about cinnamon, and and I think and lavender is another. Lavender is another well-known remedy. So I'd get some lavender oil, and all of these things you can get at betterhealthherbs.com, or that 541-791-8400 to calling them on the telephone. They're there right now. Anyway, lavender oil is well-known remedy to help deal with sleep apnea symptoms. It's soothing. It's a soothing sedative and relaxing nature of lavender. Prevents muscle obstruction in the throat, which helps you enjoy a quality sleep. You add a few drops of lavender essential oil to a tub of hot water and inhale the steam before bedtime. Another option is to put a few drops of the oil on a tissue and tuck it under your pillow, or simply add a few drops of lavender oil into a diffuser and diffusing it off into the air before going to bed or while you're sleeping. And they have these diffusers. You can diffuse lavender oil off, and you can into the air while you're sleeping. And and also eucalyptus, which opens up the airways. That's another good oil that opens up the airways when diffusing lavender and eucalyptus into the air with a diffuser. And you can also add a couple of teaspoons of dried lavender buds, the buds to a cup of hot water. Cover and steep for 5 minutes, and you strain and add a little bit of honey, and you drink it 2 to 3 times a day. Garlic is another good home remedy to treat sleep apnea. Lots of garlic in your diet. In your kitchen, you should always have a big garlic bulb, and using that, and chopping up and mincing up that garlic on anything and everything you can put it on. And the same thing with a ginger root. Ginger, garlic, and cayenne in your kitchen. Keep that cayenne in the refrigerator. It does not like to be left out. Cayenne pepper is a spice you don't leave out. You put it in the refrigerator, and it'll keep forever. If you leave it out, it'll start to grow worms. That stuff is alive. But garlic, ginger in your kitchen, great for anti-inflammatory properties, helping to alleviate enlarged tonsils and prevent snoring. And so be sure and use garlic capsules. Garlic, and lots of raw garlic and lots of ginger root, chopping it up, putting it on anything you possibly can. And peppermint. We talked about peppermint, the value of peppermint. It helps to reduce the airway blockages. So a little peppermint, you can, again, get a diffuser. Lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, great against sleep apnea, and diffuse it off into the air. And that's it. That gives you a lot of ideas and how to deal with sleep apnea. And I'm going back down here and look at that person there. Where are you? Are you still with me in Texas? Did that help? And I'm going to unmute that. Go ahead. In area code 214, Texas, did that answer your questions? And was that helpful about sleep apnea?
Yes, actually.
Great. Okay, then we've helped someone. And again, I'm not prescribing or diagnosing for you. We're simply looking at what other people are talking about and what remedies are actually helping people, and that's what we're talking about. We're not prescribing or diagnosing. I'm an herbalist. I'm not a medical doctor. I do have 2 PhDs. I'm a graduate ethnobotanist and a phytotherapist, a master herbalist, a chartered herbalist, and a master of herbology. I'm an ordained minister and a certified bishop, and I love the Lord, and I feel that this is the right way to go about doing things, and I've seen miracles, and I want to share them with you. So, bless you, sister. And now, is there any other question? I'm going to unmute all the microphones, and there I have unmuted all the microphones. If you have a question or a comment, please let me know what that question or what that comment is, okay? I'm going around unmuting microphones. Do you have a question or a comment? Is there something we should talk about in this international discussion? Because this broadcast is available worldwide, internationally, over your telephone, over your computer, or over your computer in Google Hangouts.